Hello YouTubers, this is Cessnaace back again with another DVD pickups video. I'm only going to be able to show you about a third of the DVDs that I've amassed over the past 3 weeks or so because it's well over 30 discs and I either have to go way long or give some of them just bare mention. Now, to set the stage a little bit, back in the 1950s there was a live comedy variety series which ran weekly on network television. Each episode ran 90 minutes. So you can well imagine that they needed a large and very good staff of writers. Each of the staff writers were expected to act out their ideas in front of the other writers, including head writer Sid Caesar. I can't remember if I mentioned it's Sid Caesar's Your Shows I'm talking about, which was live, but thankfully, the episodes were archived using a process known as kinescoping. Anyway, Sid Caesar was the head writer, and he performed on the show naturally. Another writer on the show, staff writer Carl Reiner, acted on the show. Another staff writer was Neil Simon. Another staff writer was Woody Allen. Another staff writer was Mel Brooks. And another staff writer who did perform on the show was Howard Morris. Howard Morris would go on to have a very successful career as a voice actor on animated cartoons, mostly on television, but throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, he did that. And he worked for every studio you could imagine back then that was doing animation for television. That includes the two arch rivals, Hanna-Barbera and Filmation. Okay, this first film, released by and produced at a major Hollywood studio, 20th Century Fox, in 1966. It has an all-star cast. It was run almost continually throughout the 70s. In fact, there was one station I watched it at when we were living in Renton, that's a suburb of Seattle. I'm thinking the station was KSTW. Anyway, they ran it every day for a week, and I watched it every day for a week. And I have been looking and looking and looking all throughout since the late 70s when home video first came out. And it was never released. Now true, Leonard Maltin in his movie guide gives it a bomb rating, but I like the movie. This is a German DVD release, so it's PAL standard, but it's encoded for region 0, I believe, and not region 2. And that's the Jerry Lewis film, known in the US as Way, Way Out. This is the title. It was released theatrically in Germany. Jerry Lewis, Connie Stevens, Robert Morley, Anita Ekberg, Dennis Weaver, Brian Keith, Dick Shawn, and Howard Morris. The plot is basic. There are two moon bases monitoring weather on the Earth. One is manned by two Russians, one is manned by two Americans. Dennis Weaver is one of the Americans, having been there for a year, has gone pretty much stir crazy, and he's been partially driven there by the other member of his team, played by Howard Morris. That character's name was Schmidlap, and Schmidlap had become sex-starved and had taken to kidnapping the lovely Anita Ekberg every chance he got, which was causing an international incident back on Earth. So they quickly get together another American team, Jerry Lewis and Connie Stevens, and send them up there. There's Anita Ekberg in that center panel right there. If you can tell, it says that it's got both English and German language tracks. The problem is, if you select the English language track, it switches from English to German for no apparent reason. not once, not twice, but 3 times. And each time it mysteriously goes back to English with no rhyme and no reason. I'm thinking it might be because the film print that they used was in really rough shape in some spots, which might be why Fox has never released it domestically on DVD. Because if that's what they have to work with, it needs major restoration work, and I don't think they would consider it something that would make them money to remaster. Which is a shame, because even though Leonard Maltin in his movie guide gives it a bomb rating, I really like this movie. Okay, next up. This was a made-to-order DVD from Warner Archive. It's not a commercial release. It's just one they offer to make to order if you order it. Legends of the Superheroes. Yes, it stars Adam West as Batman and Burt Ward as Robin and Frank Gorshin as the Riddler, reprising the role that he played on television. And the strange thing about this is it has a laugh track. Now, when it originally aired on network television, it aired in 2 parts. The first part concerns the plot, and the second part concerns the roast. There is a roast similar to the Dean Martin Celebrity Roast, and one of the roasters was Howard Morris. I mentioned that Howard Morris did a lot of film work for Hanna-Barbera and for Filmation. He was in every single series of Archie that was produced by Filmation. They had like 7 or 8 of them. This is the first, The Archie Show. And each one, Howard Morris was the voice of Jughead. Now, I've got another one of these Filmation releases in a box set. That's the complete Archie's Funhouse series. So there's that. Now, big Wheeler and Woolsey fan. So I ordered their first film when I saw it there at Warner Archive. And that's the 1929 RKO Radio Pictures production of Rio Rita, which had been a play. Reprising their roles were Wheeler and Woolsey. They did the same characters on stage that they play here in the film. And as was the case with the first 3 Wheeler and Woolsey films, the final 2 reels are in the 2-strip Technicolor process. Remember, this is 1929. However, when I opened up my package from Warner Archive, this wasn't in there. This was in there. 1942 remake, substituting Abbott and Costello for Wheeler and Woolsey. And instead of being released by RKO Radio Pictures, it was released by MGM. So I sent an email to Warner Archive, and I received a confirmation email telling me that they shipped a new copy, the right copy, I should say, and that I could keep the other one, no charge. But then right behind that, I got another email from them stating that a lot of people who had ordered this recently complained of problems with the disc. So they announced that they were sending out, free of charge of course, replacement copies that were from a different batch or something. Anyway, sent me another one. Hopefully I don't ever get them mixed up. Put that there, not there. Okay, I also have an anime series, Ranma 1/2. Wretched Rice Cakes of Love. Wacky Winter Wonderland. Rockabye Ranma. Watermelon Beach. Now, the ones that are not in plastic sealed are ones I've already watched. Ones that are still sealed, I haven't obviously already watched them. This is Initiation Night. This is one weird series, by the way. And Pandemonium. I'm going to stop there because I don't want to go over. I have another 30 plus DVDs to show you, but recently all of my videos have been failing to upload because they say they're too long. They might be 17 minutes long, which is strange because I had been approved for longer videos than 15 minutes, and in fact I had some videos that were over 20 minutes long after that, and now for some strange reason anything running over 15 minutes will not upload. So I'm going to stop now and catch the rest of those later. I also have a homebrew NES game coming and 2 games for the Sega Master System not released for the Sega Master System. I also have some games I picked up at GameStop. So until next time, stay awesome.